Alright, folks, welcome back to the HOR. We've done the stats, we've done some awards, we announced a Hall of Famer, Mr. America. Now it's time for the LBI. Is everybody ready to get back to role playing?
Yes.
Steve, Stevens, what about you, buddy?
Fuck.
Yes.
I mean, I always, every year I kind of struggle with how long the break should be. But I mean, we went hard this year. I took into account how many RPs we did per pay per view and all that shit. I'm like, fuck. Let's just give them a full out break.
Yeah, ironically, the number of RPs went up as soon as we set a limit for pay-per-views.
I know.
Because then there was a goal instead of just throw them out there into the ether.
Right. All right, so everybody's ready. All right, here's one thing that me and Scotty did earlier tonight. We seated everybody. I had over 30 people interested. Problem is, 9 of them weren't in HOW. And I kept going back and forth about whether or not to have people not in HOW in this thing. Because we always get a shitload of flakes when we do that. So this year I decided, but we always also get like 1 or 2 lifers out of it. Or, they make a good run at it. This year I decided, fuck that. We're going to keep it in-house. You can almost take the invitational name off of it because actually you can keep it on there. I just won't allow anybody that that was worth a fuck outside of HW in. But I like having that aspect into it because I think the troops in HW kind of rally around each other to prove they're better than the guys coming in. But the problem is, as soon as they come in and if they lose that first match, you don't see them again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always a catch-22. So this year I decided not to do that. So this year we actually, instead of doing 5 or 6 groups like we've always done, I narrowed because I knew I was keeping it in-house. We're doing 4 groups of 5. Reason being it's 20 and not 24 is Evan Ward, Austin Reeves, Krista Lewis, and Paul Paris could not RP right away. They could in this RP period, but they couldn't right away. So I just nixed them all. Nixed all 4 of them. They come back, they'll come back. They'll be a non-LBI type stuff. That was your other 4 to make up a group. Because of that, I'm like, okay, instead of having 5 groups of 4, let's do 4 groups of 5. That means everybody has 4 matches inside their group, which should make things a lot more interesting. Tomorrow, me and Scotty Wood will unveil the schedule. Everybody will know everybody. When everybody else wrestles, they'll know who they're wrestling and when. And everybody will have, what it is everybody kind of, I don't know, I kind of want to do it at last minute because everybody can kind of write ahead if they know who they're facing and when they're facing. That's part of the LBI. But I want to have everybody, I want to do it at a certain time of day where everybody knows exactly where they're facing, who they're facing at the same time. Where it's not like where I got half the world sleeping right now in the UK, so. Unless you're Silent Witness, who
Everybody will post 5 minutes for the deadline anyway.
Probably, but let's face it, a lot of people are writing. They might be posting late, but they're writing, or they'll be done and they'll wait for that first one to go up by their opponent. Neither
See,
one
that
does.
bothers me more than people just waiting until the deadline. That thought.
No, I already know. I already know people are writing ahead of time. It always happens. But it's a deadline. Once you post it, you're done with it. Alright, so the number 1 seeds this year. By virtue of being the Icon champion, Scott Stevens. Also the 2012 Rookie of the Year. Congratulations, Scott. You win it by virtue of retaining the Icon Championship versus Reese Townsend at Iconic. Big win there.
Thank you.
The other one, number 1 seed, Jace Parker Davidson, LSD champion, defeated David Black at Iconic. Those two had, and they're throwing Ward there, those 3 had a really good, solid 3 months, since War Games almost since Bottom Line, those 3 guys have been going back and forth feuding. Scotty Wood, HOW Hall of Famer, is a number 1 seed, and Maximilian Kale gets a number 1 seed, virtue of being number 2 in the Wrestler of the Year rankings. Number 1 behind Mike Best, who obviously is not in the LBI. But who will be wrestling per week, defending the world title every week.
Of course.
It wouldn't have it any other way. So one thing me and Scotty did earlier was we went through the rest. We went through the other 16. When we seeded them. We got groups of 4, obviously, for each one. We had a group of number 2 seeds, group of 3 seeds, 4 seeds, and 5 seeds. What's going to happen now, I could place people, but that's not as much fun. Let's do it randomly. We're going to do it, and I'm going to, even Scotty doesn't know this, but
Nope.
we're going to have people choose. Stevens is here, so he'll get to choose. Scotty Wood's here, he'll get to choose. Mike, you'll be choosing for Max.
Oh, awesome! I was hoping.
And then, let's see, Ben or Witness, who should pick for Jace?
I'd go Ben because Ben has that thing about needing to beat Jace.
All right, Ben, I'll let you pick for Jace.
So now if he loses to the people in his group, you can almost claim victory.
It's such a dick move that I like it.
I learned from the best dad.
All right, so here's how it works. Each person has a letter with their name. We're gonna go through the groups. The number 2 seeds. Each one of these guys has an A, B, C, or D next to their name. We'll do it reverse. We'll start with one person, and then the 3rd seeds, that person will go last. Kind of like a fantasy draft. All right, so up first is Scotty Wood. Scotty would give me a letter A, B, C, or D, and I will place that person in the group, and I will announce it.
B.
B is David Black.
Oh.
So Scotty Wood's group is Scotty Wood with the 1
Okay.
seed, David Black as
The
the 2
LBI
seed.
murderer.
All right,
Ah,
up
baby.
next is Max Kale's group, and that would involve Mike Best picking a letter, A, C, or D.
I'm gonna say A.
A is Reese Townsend.
Oh, that's what I would have picked too.
Okay, so
That-
Max Kale is the number 1 seed, and Reese Townsend. Obviously, the group names, by the way, we have the Narcotic group, which is Scotty Wood's group, which kind of fits. The Lee Best group is the Max Kale group, obviously. And then because Stevens was an Icon champion, I went with the great Archon champion that didn't make the Hall of Fame this year, is Omar Rashim. And the Jace being the LSD champion, I picked one of the greatest LSD champions of all time, and the person that gets us all our movies, Splinter. I'm throwing Splinter a little high five, even though I hate that
Nice.
fucking dickhead's guts, OC wise, and he's a
Hey,
douchebag.
he gets me lots and lots of good
He's
pirated everything.
he helps us so much for a fad. But all
He
right,
actually
so
got me a kidney off the black market recently.
so the Omar Rasheen group obviously has Scott Stevens, the Icon champion. All right, Stevens, you get to pick C or D,
C.
and that would be Christopher America, who announced earlier that he would take part in the LBI
shit.
as the new Hall of Famer. All right, so that leaves Jace Davidson in the Splinter group. The final number 2 seed is Silent Witness.
Nice.
So, Witness, what do you think about being in the Splinter group, who you know, and then obviously competing against Jace Davidson, the LSD champion?
That's good. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't faced Jace 1-on-1, so that'll be fun.
Good stuff. All right,
And it's-
Witness? What do you
Are
think
you
about
gonna
the
do
LB?
are you gonna do like LSD group? Is that gonna be LSD type matches, or is
I
it gonna
don't
be...
know. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out because I have no idea who's
Cool.
going to be in the rest of the group. But I want to get your opinions as a guy that's over there in the UK. What do you think about this World Cup style invitational that we do every year for the e-fetting?
It's great. I love the World Cup anyway, but that aside, it's just a good format. It's a good way of doing things, isn't it? It makes sense.
And it starts the year out fresh. Everybody's got a shot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's rehash. Narcotic group, Scotty Wood 1, Black 2. Lee Best group, you got Max Kale and Reese Townsend. Man, these groups are tough. Omar Rashim, Stevens in America. And the Splinter group, Jace and Witness.
Wow, the great thing about this is like these 1-2 seeds. There's like
There's not much separating
blurred.
them.
Yeah. There's like no separation.
All right, let's go to the 3 seeds. All right, Jace went last time, so he'll go first this time. Ben, pick a letter, A, B, C, or D.
C.
C would be Professor Keller.
Yes, that's who I wanted. Yes.
The,
Thank
Yes.
you, Ben. Thank
the
you,
new
Ben.
Jace versus the old Jace.
Oh,
That is exactly what I
God.
was thinking in my head. I've been
Dude.
thinking Keller,
Dude,
or Keller. Yes.
when those two face each other, that's gonna be a main event. All right, Hold on, let me mark that because that's too good there. All right, Keller's
Yes.
gone because that's not an A. All right, Stevens, you're up. A, B, or D?
A.
A is Steve Solex.
Damn it.
Oh, so Stevens and Solex in the same group as America. Nice. All right, Max. That means Mike, you're up. That is B or D.
Let's go B for best.
It is Michael DiNucci.
Oh.
So Max, Townsend, and DiNucci, leaving Scotty Wood with Tara Davidson.
Ugh.
She's sneaky, dude. She's sneaky.
Yeah, I'm
She's
pretty fucked this year.
How serious is Danucci this year? Is he just entering it for
serious.
fun again? Or?
He's been waiting for like a couple months for this.
Awesome.
So I think it all depends on his first, match. He's itching to go.
I've never seen him actually have a real go since I've joined. He's always just kind of come back for fun, so that's good. That's exciting.
He's ready. All right. So that was our 3 seeds. So let's revisit real quick. Narcotic has got Skywood Black and now Tara Davidson. Lee Beskru is Max Kale, Townsend, and DiNucci. Omar Rashim is Stevens, American Solex. Jace Parker Davidson is headlining the Splinter Group, which follows Witness and Keller.
Yes.
Any groups standing out so far for you guys? Man,
Those are all tough.
pays to be a world champion right now. You don't have to be in any of these fucking groups.
Yeah, normally I'd be shitting my pants. Right now I'm just excited.
I'll tell you what, that Jace
Yeah,
Witness,
but you gotta face the guy that wins this entire
Yeah, I
thing.
know. That's the pants shitting part about it.
I'm telling you, Jace, Witness, and Keller, that's a hell of a group. Witness, what do you think about that group? So what do you think about Keller as a writer so far?
I've only read a little bit of his stuff, to be honest, but
You might want to read more.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking forward to this group at all.
The group of
It's,
death?
oh man, it's almost bad. I didn't even think about this, but in hindsight, now that Witness is in the group Ben's picking for, he just has to sit here and await his fate.
All right, Scotty Wood, you're up first this round. These are the 4 seeds. A, B, C, or D?
Give me C.
C is Chris Diamond.
Yeah.
A little cocky there, but all right. All right, Lee Best Group is obviously up next. Max is getting picked for by Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Who do you got, A, B, or D?
A.
A is Chris Kostoff. Kostoff and DiNucci would be fun. I might have to make that HOC.
Do it.
All right, Stevens, you're up next. B or D?
Let's see. B.
B is John Sector.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Man, I wish I'd gotten him.
That
Oh
group.
shit.
That
I want to
group
put all
just
the guys I really don't want to win this thing into one group.
Stevens, America, Solex, and Sector. Holy fuck.
Is that the group of death?
So far, I would say so, yeah. And Splinter, the Splinter group, obviously headlined by Jace, Witness, and Keller, gets Matt Fury Jr.
Oh no! No!
Matt
No!
Matt Fury is was our 4 seed, last person.
My
in
heart
four.
just sank.
This is the greatest draft ever, and Witness isn't winning this one.
All right, here we go. The final 4. All right, Jace is up, so Ben, go ahead and pick A, B, C, or D.
Choose
Okay.
your fate, bitch.
Yeah, really, this is the group you're picking. Yeah, so who do you got, A, B, C, or D?
A.
Ryan Faze. Not a pushover.
Yeah.
That depends which version of phase you're getting, but that can be
Exactly.
trouble.
All right, Omar Rashim's group. Scott Stevens, who's got Stevens, America, Solex, and Sector, the current group of death. This is our 5 seeds. Now, these guys are the guys, let's face it, are either coming into HOW or coming back. Really have nothing to really look at.
No.
So, we have no idea. They're being ranked number 5, but we have no idea how they're going to participate. Let's wait. Faze is a wild card. You know what you're going to get with him. Same thing with the final 3. So, Stevens, B, C, or D?
B, C, or D?
Yeah.
Let's go with D.
D is Anson LaRue, who has scored well.
Yeah, he's okay.
There's one I gotta get this
All right,
time.
Mike, you're up. B or C?
B.
Shane Adams.
Oh.
And
Last
that
guy's wanted
leaves,
2, and
I
want
get
him.
and Scotty gets Psycho Sam.
Go Sam.
Oh, 2 I expected who to be returning who aren't.
Who?
I don't want to say it in case they are, but not in the LBI.
No, don't say anything. There was several people that are iffy. Trust me, if there's one person that flakes out, I have several replacements.
Okay, because there were 2 real big ones that I'm not obviously going to say anything about. But
No. So there we go. Let's go over them real quick. Narcotic Group, headlined by Scotty Wood, Hall of Famer, David Black, future Hall of Famer, Tara Davidson, Chris Diamond, and LPW resident Psycho Sam. Maximilian Kale headlines the Lee Best Group, followed by Reese Townsend, future Hall of Famer, Michael DiNucci, Hall of Famer, Chris Kostoff, Hall of Famer, and Shane Adams. That's not an easy group either. Omar Rashid.
no, and Shane Adams is solid too.
Is he? See, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know dick about him. I know so. Omar Rashim group headlined by number 1 seed and icon champion and rookie of the year Scott Stevens, followed by Christopher America, Hall of Famer, Steve Solex, Drunk with Posers, John Sector, who, let's face it, if he didn't flake out, might be a Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
and Anson LaRue, who has been doing very well. And then finally, the Splinter Group.
Oh fuck.
This one's tough. Jace Parker Davidson, the LSD champion, headlines, followed by Silent Witness, the 2 seed, Professor Keller, the 3 seed, Matt Fury Jr., the 4 seed, and Ryan Faze, the 5 seed. Here's how it works, guys. You'll face every person in your group once. You win, you get 3 points. You lose a point. You no-show, it's -5. Trust me, you no-show, that's
Yeah.
what
I don't know, has anybody ever no-showed and still made it? I don't think it's possible.
No.
Nah.
We've had people no-show 2 matches in a row and then bail. And we've had people like Sector come in with 2 matches to go and then still qualify, though.
Then you have people coming and fuck up the whole bracket like William Bateman did last year and
Yeah.
screwed a bunch of people and then never showed up again.
Exactly. So, all right, there's your groups. Tomorrow, me and Scotty Wood will get the schedule together and get everything mapped out. I do know, also, you guys remember, payroll starts with this first show, and somebody has already submitted to buy a world title shot. So, depending how the schedule shakes out on the first show, we might see a world title match on the first show of 2013. So,
I mean, I thought I already tried to book a world title match for the first show on Twitter.
well, we had to see how the brackets shook out. I didn't know exactly how the schedule would work.
I'll just book anyone a world title match, and then whoever bought it can have it the next week.
Now you can't go trivializing the payroll system already.
With your personal vendetta towards Mike. All right, let's get some feedback from the groups. Witness, what's your thoughts on your group? You got Jace, Keller, Fury, and Faze. Fury obviously being Ben, who's in the chat right now, so feel free to talk shit to him, as you're an HOW Hall of Famer. And Ben didn't even make the NGW Hall of Fame.
I'm not looking forward to this at all anymore.
Are you glad you
Why
came
did I
back?
say I'm coming back?
I'm glad you came back, dude. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah,
Oh.
rather than coming back too. I just wish it was a bit easier. It's going to be tough.
One thing
I'm going to
that-
beat Jace. I'm going to.
And then you got to beat Witness, Keller, and Faze.
Look, I don't even care about the others at the moment. But I'm going to beat Jace. That's my fucking goal. I'm going to rape him.
Are you
Ben,
BS legend?
Ben, do you have the group of death?
My group sucks. I was so happy until
Not only do you have the group of death, you picked the group of death.
Ben definitely,
Oh.
it definitely worked out. You know, I was talking to Scotty offline, in between the breaks. And I'm like, do we randomize it? Do I just place people? How are we gonna do it? And so we decided, look, I had everybody listed. I'll just give everybody in groups. I'll give them A, B, C, or D. Scotty didn't even know, and we'll go from there. So I'm glad we did
This
it
is
that
how
way
we should do it every year.
because it worked out very well.
This will be one of those pants-shitting years to be world champion during the LBI.
Oh,
Sometimes you're not so worried. Like my first time, I wasn't that worried. This time, I'm fucking worried.
There's no like flakage in this.
Who's the fuck's jamming to? Who's watching a movie in the background? Is that Eric again?
Not me.
Yeah, it was Eric. As soon as
Was
it
it me?
mute. Yeah, it was.
Some fucking orchestra going on back there.
Yeah, hit mute, dickhead.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
Alright. Eric's here in spirit. He's working on posters right now. Omar Rashim Group. Stevens, what do you think about your group, man? You got You, America, Solix, Sector, and LaRue.
Looking forward to it.
Anybody scary in that group?
Sector or America, because I've never really seen their stuff, so I'm not really familiar with them.
Is Solik an easy out? Are you gonna get him easy? I see a lot
Is
of
he-
shit. I see a lot of shit talking on Twitter.
Oh, it's not an easy out. He's actually pretty good. He's really, really good.
He's decent.
He's the
I'd
guy
say
who beat
he's
me on LPW's last pay-per-view. I was waiting for you to say that, but you haven't said it yet. Why don't you say that?
shut up, Mike. I ain't saying it.
I mean, what
I'm
are we
the-
saying here? That I'm decent, yet every time.
I'm the longest reigning LPW champion
Who gives a
of all
fuck
time.
about it? Who gives
Which
a
is
fuck about
like
it?
saying you're the longest
Here we go
reigning
with the-
janitor
Well,
at fucking
LPW would be
Costco
closed
when you're
forever. LPW be closed forever, so I'll be the longest reigning champion in like 20 years
Who
from
gives
now.
a fuck about a Fed that's
So-
closed?
Just saying.
It's all lies.
That's like saying I'm in the NGW Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Nobody
Who-
gives a
Which
fuck
which
what
I
you're-
am. Which
Yeah.
I am.
Which Scotty would put himself in. All right, let's go to the Lee Best group, which Mike picked for his brother Max, I guess. Townsend, Danucci, Kostoff, Adams, and Kale. Mike, what do you think about that group?
That's a nice balanced group. I was thinking, man, at first it was looking like group of death, but now that I'm looking at it, it's definitely not a pushover group, but there's a nice mix of guys. There's going to be good story out of that group. You've got Townsend, who's going to love the fact that he's in the Lee Best group and is going to go after Max, with Max being out of the BA. You've got
Right.
Danucci and Kostoff, who will tear each other apart. You've got a relationship between Danucci and Townsend. You've got Kostoff wanting to go after Max because even though he's not affiliated with Lee anymore, that doesn't mean he just wasn't. You've got Kostoff wanting to go after fucking Townsend.
Everyone.
Everything in that group is fantastic.
What about Adams? What do you guys know about Adams? Give me the lowdown on Adams.
That's all-
Stevens, what do you know about Adams?
Like, what do you want to know about him?
Is he a good role player? That's all I want to know. Will he beat Max Kale?
Probably not, but I'll tell
Not
you this.
LBI.
No,
Not
Max
in
is
LBI,
unstoppable.
no.
LBI.
But he could probably beat him like in a normal show.
Will he beat Townsend?
no.
No.
Am I not being heard again?
Danucci's the ultimate wild card in that group.
Yeah, we can hear you, Eric.
Okay.
I get the echo and the orchestra. It sounds like shit. But yeah, we can hear you.
There's no orchestra left.
No,
I'm glad
it's
it's someone
like a
other than
huge
me.
It's
echo.
Nick Adams like blowing some dude on the notebook or something at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, then we got the Scottywood group. Scottywood, what do you think about your group? You, Black, Tara,
Oh.
Diamond, and Sam.
Black and Terra make me extremely nervous. Diamonds, I've faced. I'm like undefeated against Diamond.
Diamond went
like
4 and
20
12 this
matches.
year. 4 and 12 with a 2.71 RPR.
Yeah, I think I handed him like 5 of those losses.
You probably don't know anything about Psycho Sam, but I'll bet you Stevens and Eric would both agree with me in that I really want to see you face Psycho Sam.
I'm actually I mean I've seen his poser. I've looked into him a little bit, but haven't read anything of his. But
If
the
he could
character
figure out
seems
his
perfect
character,
for
if
Skywood.
Sam could figure out his character, I think he would be good. But it's like he can't determine which direction he wants to.
Yeah, and the characters are weirdly similar. Like they would seem nothing alike to look at him, but follow him for a little while, and they are weirdly similar. I can't wait to see that match.
Man, I keep looking at it. Jace, Witness, Keller, Fury, and FaZe. That's all I keep looking at.
I am really glad I can only at max face one guy out of that group at the end of
Well,
this.
maybe 2. Remember, we got the wild card. Here's
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Okay,
because
yep.
remember, here's how it works. The group winners automatically advance. Whoever if you win your group, you advance. There's gonna be 2 wild cards because we got one less group this year. Just think NFL playoffs. You got 2 wild cards, and you got your division winners. There's 6
We
people.
should forget about that.
Now,
Yeah.
now, what were we doing at March of Glory? Like two?
That, no, no,
match-
no, no, no. We're not even going to talk about that
We're
tonight,
not
Scotty.
talking about it, okay.
That's for the schedule. We got to leave something for tomorrow. That's going to be the schedule. Everybody will see how that plays out. But you'll have your 4 group winners and 2 wild cards. The 2 group winners with the most points get a bye. Then you'll leave the other 2 group winners to face the 2 wild cards. The winner of those matches face the 2 group winners that got a bye, and then we're going forward from there. So you know you're going to have at least 4 matches in your group. You win that one. If you don't get a bye, you got a 5th match. You win that one, you got a 6th match. Trust me, you win the LBI and you make it to March to Glory to face the world champion, whoever it is, Mike, whoever, you're going to earn it. And that's why I love doing the LBI at the beginning of the year, because everybody starts fresh. You're coming off a holiday break. Who gives a fuck what happened in 2012? Yes, we remember history in HOW. We'll recall storylines and shit like that. And you guys will use the trash talk and however you want to use it. But it's completely fresh. Somebody that's a 5th seed, someone like Shane Adams coming in from LPW, or Ryan Faze coming back, or Anson LaRue, brand new to the Fed, has the same opportunity as Max Kale, a Hall of Famer, Scotty Wood, a Hall of Famer, Scott Stevens, Icon Champion, Jace, Icon Champion, or LSD Champion, Icon Champion, and a World Champion. All has the same opportunity as all those guys to win the world title. It's no rankings. It doesn't matter what. You just got to win. You win, and you're in. That's it. Everybody controls their own fate. There's no bullshit. Well, why am I getting booked this week, or I'm gonna hold the title for a while.
That's just for
Gay
me
shit.
to deal with this period.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
That's
going to lose
Mike.
the title week 1 and then just be out for the whole pay-per-view period with nothing to do.
I will say this, and someone's gonna ask, so I'll say it now. If Mike faces somebody that's in the LBI on one of their off weeks for the world title, and that person does beat Mike, Mike would go into the LBI with 0 points. He would not inherit that person's points. He wouldn't come in with negative points. He would come in with 0. There is going to be a cutoff to make sure there's no world title opportunities at a certain point moving forward to not fuck with any of the group points. That you guys will not know until tomorrow. But there's going to be a certain time window where the world title can be defended leading up to this date. After that date, the world champs on cruise control, and they're going to wait the 3 or 4 weeks, the 3 weeks that it's going to be, to where they're facing the LBI champion at the world title match at March to Glory.
For anybody who ever comes upon that, by the way, and ends up being champion going into the LBI, that cruise control setting can really screw you. You got to be careful, because you start to get complacent and you can get a little rusty, especially coming off that holiday break.
And let's also remember, I have several people that are on standby. I also have Ward and some other people that aren't in it right now. When they come back, they're not going to be in the LBI. So say one of them wants to face Mike for the world title.
Then I'm just fucked if I
Then
lose.
Mike doesn't get in the LBI. He just lost the title, and now he's fucked.
Mhm.
And here's the other thing, too. Because of the LBI, it's very hard to get single feuds going to make sure you make the pay-per-view. So one thing we did last year was we went by the ratings. Number 9 faces number 10 at the pay-per-view. 8 versus 7. One thing you always want to start thinking about, dude, you want to get his heat. When you do your role plays, get heat with everybody. Fucking everybody. Everybody in your group, especially, but everybody. Just because, say you do get eliminated, you at least have that heat to fall back on to set up a pay-per-view match.
Especially if the last elimination is the last week and the guy you wanted a pay-per-view match with was the guy you faced the last week.
Yeah.
You don't
So
want
you
to
got to follow.
We've had a lot of people get pigeonholed. I think that happened to Max and a couple people last year. They got pigeonholed in the feuds, and they didn't advance, and then they get shit after that. So, something to think about. Anybody have any questions in terms of the LBI?
Yeah, who am I facing? Who bought the world title, man?
No comment. No comment. Witness, I know you kind of joined us late. I know I appreciate you getting up early and all that, but anything you want to add about 2012 in terms of HOW and your experience, and before we head into officially starting the new year?
Well, 2012 for me personally was probably my best year ever. it was definitely the most enjoyable one for me in terms of storylines. And I mean, starting off with Shane Reynolds at this time last year was good, and then obviously the thing with Townsend, and then unfortunately had to leave.
Technically, you were the world champion. You win your first world title. You get that badass poser scene from Eric Dunn.
Yeah.
And then you got to leave. You don't lose the title. You didn't lose it to anybody, and you come back now, having to go through the whole LBI to get another shot at it.
Yeah.
You got a lot of. I tell you what, Windus has a lot of RP ammo. He had Townsend take him out. Mike's holding the title that he never lost. Windus might be a sneaky motherfucker too. To watch
tell you what, as well, LSD champion's in my group, isn't he?
Yes,
I want to be first six-time champion.
You know what you face him. It wouldn't be that hard to make sure you get LSD. It's the LSD titles on the line when you face him.
Just gotta join the BA.
Just join the BA.
I mean, I hate Jay so much. I might just hand it out to the side.
Scotty, what is in my pocket?
I like how you pretend that your decisions don't come directly out of the head of Leap as Dick. You just process the salt content and into a match.
Shush you. Shush.
Just shush.
All right, Stevens, what do you? Let me get some reaction from you, man. Rookie of the year coming from, we all started with LBI or LPW. I mean, working with HOW. We had that kind of interfed type shit going on, and then obviously that fed shut down. You join HOW. You go 7-7. You're the Icon champion, but you just have the second highest RP average for the whole year, second to Mike Best. Literally .03 behind him. .01 above Shane Reynolds, who had 12 matches, went 9-3 for the year, Hall of Famer in HOW. So, what are your thoughts about HOW your year in 2012, and what can we expect from Stevens in 2013?
As far as just myself, it was probably the best ever that I've ever done RPing in a long, long time. I mean, I've been 6 months.
Yeah, because you've been in the last 3 pay-per-views.
Okay, so I've been here 6 months, and I'm just shocked that I've done so good, to be honest. I mean, most of those losses that I have are tag matches, but my singles record is, if you look at that, is
don't cut a promo, dickhead.
I'm not.
You're 7-7. You lost.
I'm just saying, like, overall.
You're not in the BA, so I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah,
I see wise.
In the grand scheme, I'm just kind of shocked at how good I've done, to be honest.
Do you think you've peaked? Are you overachieved, or you think are you going to be a better role player in 2013?
I think I'm starting to get the my character. I've used him for forever, so I think I'm finally starting to get the hang of him better. That's why I'm starting to write better.
Plus, let's face it, you have a lot of backstory that you never visited in HOW.
Exactly, and I plan on kind of using that in throughout the tournament, and also building heat with Townsend some more throughout the tournament.
That's gonna be fun.
I have a lot of shit planned for Reese. I do.
And you guys play that right, and you make sure it doesn't get stale and it doesn't get annoying as time goes on. That's easy feud of the year.
Let's face it though, you guys are in 2 different groups. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself on that. Then you're betting on both of you advancing or not advancing.
And Townsend will be pissed if he misses out on another March to Glory.
All right, Eric, let me hear from you, buddy. Your first LBI, your first match in HOW. You got a lot of heat with Mike. You know Stevens. You know Adams. But you technically know some of the HOW guys just from working with them OC-wise with their posers. But what can we expect from you role-playing this year in 2013?
I mean, I've read a lot, I've read a lot of the guys' shit and everything like that. And obviously, I know Mike and Stevens a lot more than everybody else. But, I was, I'm ready. And, it is what it is.
Are you happy with the 3 seed? Should you have been higher or lower?
I'm good with whatever. You know what I mean? You can put me at a fucking 10 seed. I don't give a shit.
That was one thing that was tough with some of you guys, was where to seed them.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I'm excited because you are coming in as another Feds World Champion, right?
Mhm.
Guy that beat Stevens.
Uh,
Yeah, you hold some victories.
no
as-
comment.
You know, you had some interaction with Mike, so you're the
His
ultimate
interaction
wild
was staring up at the ceiling, pinned to the mat.
card.
Oh, okay. So we're cutting promos now. Okay.
Well,
Anti
one,
Fisher Price promos are always encouraged.
yeah, yeah. Anything
Well, I mean,
that's
I was like, whenever Mike was coming back again to LPW, I was like, I mean, I was looking forward to it, so hopefully it works out. I don't know.
Yes,
Well, that's one thing,
You're
like-
easily my favorite debut, like the one I'm most excited about. of the
Yeah,
guys coming.
and Mike and I have talked like offline, about what we could do if I came in, when I came in, whatever. And I think it's been months coming. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
let's.
I'm glad you're officially in HW. I really am because I mean, obviously me and Eric have talked quite a bit offline in terms of posers and other shit. So it's good to get him in here. And like I said, 3 seed. I don't know if it's too high or too low, but you're in there with the Danucci and kind of Keller, where you're the wild cards. I don't know. I kind of know what I can expect from Keller, but Keller's been facing. He hasn't faced a Max Cale yet. He hasn't faced a Reese Townsend yet. So it's you don't know what to expect from these guys. So, and one thing I want to add too is out of this 20 that we got in here, I don't see anybody flaking. Except if there's gonna be a flaker, I see it from Sam Adams or LaRue. Not really LaRue, but the 2 guys coming in from LPW. Stevens, you've talked to them both more than I have. Are both gung-ho to come in? Are they ready? Do we have any chance of them flaking out on us?
No, as far as when it starts in LPW, they were there every single week. They were like Shane Adams, even though he wasn't the best winner, but he was a consistent role player on a weekly basis. I mean, he was RPing every show. Same with Sam.
No, that was like what I used to tell Mark was that with especially with Adams and a little bit with Psycho Sam or whatever we're gonna call him, but they were as sure as, like, and this sounds fucking cliche and stupid, but as sure as the sunrise. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why Adams, I think, eventually got the he did get the wild card title. I think on the last show, Scott. I don't know.
Well, that's good, dude, because one thing, as long as you show up, one good thing about HW, and I will say this, I will toot our own horns here. I don't think there's a dickhead among us that won't help another person out. You know what I mean? I think there's some people that don't like a certain other person, but most of the time when that happens, it's because they're close in RP score, and they really don't need to help each other out. You know what I mean? If somebody like Shane Adams came up to Mike, I know Mike will help him out. Shane Adams comes up to Scotty, Scotty's going to help him out. Shane comes up to America, he's going to help him out. You know what I mean?
Even then, like, me and Scotty fight, but if I needed something or Scotty needed something, the other one would do it. Like, we just
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
don't
we
think there's
bet-
any real hatred in HOW. I mean, maybe there's a little bit, but
I hate
it's
Paul
not.
Paris. Paris is a
Yeah.
fucking
There,
douchebag.
there's a short time where I actually hated Mike, but I get over the little bickerings that we have, and then I mean now I have no problem with Mike.
Scotty Wood, the only reason you don't have a problem with people right now is because you actually getting your dick wet. That's the only reason.
Hey,
It's true, dude. You chilled right the fuck out.
Yeah,
you are
once you
way
got-
more tolerable now. I like you now.
Dude, I know
you
this,
got
this
things Lindsay then.
Ball and chain you carried around.
dude, listen, this might sound a little gross, but you guys remember that Don't Drink Juice in the Hood while whatever, that movie with the Wayans brothers? When the dude
No.
busts his nut for the first time? I guarantee that was Scotty. Where he like just blows her up to the
She's not gonna
ceiling.
need protein.
So he was like a sweaty black dude with a flat top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and she was a white semen-covered chick on the ceiling. Oh, I guarantee it. Witness.
That's not Don't Be a Menace. That's a Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Scary Movie? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I get my
Oh,
Wayne
thanks.
brother movies mixed up.
So
Sorry.
it's Sean
They're all
Wayans when he
same.
first blows his load on that one chick. And that would be the black guy with the flat top.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to get her on tonight. You probably could have asked.
Speaking
that.
of girlfriends, Witness, doesn't your girlfriend want to be on the whore?
Yeah, she's in bed. I'm not waking her up to get on
Dude,
it.
just go in there and spell H-O-W with your tongue. She'll wait up.
I like how Witness sounds exactly like his old picture base. It's so funny to me.
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Whatever that guy's name is, yeah, that guy.
When he's not Bane, yeah.
The guy who's in the movie with Captain Kirk. Movie.
who else needs to? One thing I wish Townsend was on here. I really wish Max. Max is sick. Both these guys. But that group too, man. The wild cards there.
Townsend's gonna be pissed.
Because let's face it. Okay,
tell him you should have signed your fucking contract.
Exactly. All right, let's say, just for the sake of argument, all the favorites go in. The number one seeds go through. Scotty Wood, Max, Stevens, Jace, right? Who are the two wild cards? Out of everybody else, who's the two wild cards, Mike? If we assume the number one seeds...
Read me the number one seeds again, Rivets. It's
Scotty
Max,
Wood,
Jace, Scotty, and...
Stevens.
I gotta go Witness, and... Oh, man. Townsend.
Scotty Wood, who's the two that go through that aren't a number one seed?
I gotta go Black and Townsend. Only because I think Witness might be a little rusty. I don't know.
That's what everybody said when he came back last time.
I'll tell you this
If
one.
I'm
As soon as Mike didn't say Black, I already know Black's advancing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Every time Mike doubts Black, he goes through.
And every time I support him, he failed. You know what Black's making? Black's winning the whole damn thing.
Stevens, you're a number one seed. You're gonna go through. Scotty, Max, and Jace are gonna go through. Who's gonna be the two wild cards out of everybody else?
I'd say Witness because of, like you said, all the material. So he has a lot of ammo. And Eric, a lot of people are, because I know him real well, I think he's gonna score very well.
Eric, what do you think, dude? Who's gonna be the two wild cards? You gonna be one of them? If we're just assuming the ones go through.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. I'm a fan of certain people's writing, and I think Townsend's a really good writer, and I think that I was really surprised. Like me and Stevens were talking like last week, and he was like, "Dude, I got Townsend." I was like, "Yo, good luck with that shit." And fucking
Never seen him on pay-per-view, have you?
Nah,
the poor guy.
But and I think Witness is really good too. So, I mean, not like just assuming I'm not a factor at all. I would say Witness and Townsend for sure.
I will say this for Townsend: his losses at pay-per-views are at War Games, multi-man match, Rumble with the Rock, Big Boy multi-man match.
He's always close.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's gonna have 2 losses there on pay-per-views out of the 5 right away. You know what I mean? If you don't win the big boys. Let's face it, War Games is the biggest match of the year. Bragging right rise, but Rumble the Rock's starting to. Because when I started making it more like a movie, and a horror movie, and Max picked up this year, right where I left off the previous few years, that match is getting just as important as War Games. Although War Games, man, is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it took a turn for the dark after the almost raping of Bethany Sparrow.
Yeah, it did. That'll happen. For me, if the number 1 seeds go through, I am telling you, I think Keller goes through. And I gotta go Black, man. I can never discount Black.
That's my choice too. Black and Keller all the way.
See, I wanna give Black that, but the LBIs I've been a part of, the very first one Black didn't go through. Black didn't go through last year.
Go ahead, Mike. Keep piling it on.
What will be the tiebreaker for the wild cards?
Wild cards. Okay, say it's in different groups.
Yeah.
It'll be the highest RP average.
Okay.
If they're in the same group, it'll be head-to-head matchup.
Yeah.
So, like, say Scotty Wood gets 10 points, Black and Tara are 9 points each. Or, like, say your whole groups the rest of them got 9, it'll be head-to-head matchups.
Okay.
If it's Black and, like, Witness and Solex, the 2 with the highest RP average.
Yeah.
Will go through.
Okay.
It's always going to come back to the RPs.
Yeah.
So you guys, even though you guys look at it and you might have like a no-shower, like let's say for the sake of argument, LaRue no-shows. Everybody in that group knows they're going to get easy points, right? You better max out because you do not know if you're going to have a tiebreaker. And you want that RP average is going to be your tiebreaker. You do not want to settle. You're just like, I'll get one up because I got an easy win and save my shit. No, don't do that. That would be bad strategy. Part of HOW's strategy, let's face it, there's a lot of strategy in HOW. When to throw back on the throttle and when to go, full metal jacket on people. So,
Yeah, if you
Ben.
try to go full bore all the time, that's when people get burned the fuck out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. What the great thing about the LBI is, you really have no idea how it's going to shake up. Like last year, it came down to the last show of the week, the pay-per-view period. We didn't know who was all advancing to the last show, so that's one thing me and Scotty will be working on tomorrow is the schedule. Um, Usually the first weeks you see 1 through 5, 1 through.
I apologize. Black did go through last year. Until you said that, I didn't even think about it. Black went through because I beat Townsend the last week, and him and Townsend tied since Townsend took the losses. Black went through. My bad. And Black,
Yeah,
actually, I think, won a title, too. He won the Icon title from Scotty. No, he lost the Icon title.
Yeah. I should post the old LBI brackets on the site somewhere.
You do it as a news post, just to get it out there if you want
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
Ben, anything you want to
Yeah.
elaborate on? I know you agreed with me, Black and Keller, but
No, I mean that's my choice, Black and Keller. Keller definitely. I can almost see Keller going through to on the first seed. Or going through.
he goes through as
Yeah.
a group winner.
Yeah, I can almost see that.
Yeah, I forgot all about it.
I can see him beating Jace.
All right,
Yeah.
let's look.
Not
Let's
Jace.
here. Let's break it down before we bail. Let's break it down group by group. We'll go. All right, let's go Ben's group, the one that he fucked himself on. You got Jace, 22-9 with a 3.02 average. Silent Witness, 22-6 with a 3 average. Keller, 6-0 with a 3.01. You have the top three over 3 average. The top RP of the year was Mike Best at 3.09. So pretty fucking close. Matt Fury Jr., you were 500, 3-3 with a 2.64. Ryan Faze, he did wrestle. He went 1-2 with a 1.72, and he had a no-show. Zero will kill you. Out of that group, the top 3 are tough as fuck. Fury though.
That's why I don't think
let's-
that the wild card won't come from our group, because if we all take points off of each other, we're screwed
That's a good
for the
point,
wild
too.
card.
Yeah, and let's face it, Ben was undefeated until you started putting up shitty fucking role plays because you were sick. But you would refuse the no-show, and I gave Ben all the credit in the world. He refused the no-show. He still posted shit. It wasn't fucking good shit, but he posted.
Dude, dropping Legend was the smartest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
You pigeonholed that character into being a gay joke once you it was a great angle, and then you turned it into a joke, and it became a comedy thing, and you lost your focus, and then you started the pot smoking monkey thing, and then you brought out Fury, and it was like when Johnny Thunder became Austin Reeves. Best decision you ever made.
Okay, listen to this. For that group for the year, you had the number 4 wrestler, the number 6 wrestler, and the number 8 wrestler in that group. Stevens, your group. Scott Stevens, the number 2 ranked wrestler, rookie of the year, 3.06. America. Can't even say shit about America because he's fucking retired. But when he did wrestle, I don't even think he had a match in 2012, did he?
He had the
War
tag
Game.
title match at Bottom Line, and he was in War Games.
Where do I have him?
And yeah, he was in the tag team tournament as well, wasn't he?
I don't think I have him listed on purpose because of the staffing. Solex.
He'll never retire. He's just gonna die in the ring.
Solex is totally unknown. He's 0-0 coming to HOW, obviously. Sector, he had that no-show, killed him early, but he's 6-4 with a 2.65. Sector's problem, he no-showed at March to Glory. That's when he flaked out.
Yeah.
Before that and after that, pretty fucking solid. And Anson LaRue. Anson LaRue has not been bad. He's 1-0. His only match that wasn't a dark match was 2.78. Not that far off. Alright, Max Kale group. Max Kale, losing record 10-14, but a 2.95. That's your 1 seed. Townsend's actually ahead of him, 27-10 with a 3.
Fucking ridiculous.
Nucci, HOSC mainly. He went 3-1 HOC. Kostov, like we've always said, dude, he's our, whatever you want to call him, our Undertaker, our Chris Jericho, whatever you want to call it. Where losses don't matter, that's Kostov. And Kostoff is
I think
five
we should make it official this year that losses don't matter, and he wins the full points for every match he's in,
he should.
just to shake it up.
He's 5-9 this year. He only had 14 matches this year and 2.62. And led the league in role playing from his BlackBerry. Shane,
2.62, not that far behind 3.09 either.
no, it's really not. Shane Adams, obviously nothing. 0-0 in HOW. All right, then Scotty Wood, your group. Scotty Wood, 10-12 this year, but if you throw in HOFC where he was 5-1, comes out to 15-13. RP average is 2.96. David Black, 12-13, losing record. RP average 3.01. Not that fucking bad. Black's been facing tough competition all year. I mean, every week. Tara Davidson, 10-7 with a 2.85. Not fucking bad.
And
Chris,
by the way, not here for a good deal of the year because of school.
Exactly. Chris Diamond, a lot of tag team losses. He's 4-12 with a 2.71. But let's face
You can't give him the cop out for a lot of tag team losses.
Well,
He was his whole tag team.
No, exactly. Hey, I tried to give it to him. You want to take it from him? That's fine.
No, you know what though?
I'm trying to be
He
positive.
got so much better after he started focusing on one character though that it's actually kind of legit. I was just like giving you shit.
Here's his since the singles here at War Games, he did 3.72. Bottom line 3.64. So
Damn.
he can score it.
Yeah, but
And
those were with 10 role plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did everybody else. Top scores of those were like 4.04, and he had 3.72. Not that far off. And Psycho Sam obviously is the unknown there in that group. Groups aren't that far off.
Can I ask now that you've gone through the whole thing because I missed it while I was gone earlier? What was my final win loss for the year?
I don't recall.
You have it right in front of you.
Oh, I closed that tab. I'm on sheet 3. That's on sheet 1. I really don't feel like clicking it.
As it collects.
As I looked anyway.
It's on the same sheet as your roster review.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
It's all coming in.
All right, here you go, Mike. Because you're begging like Keith Sweat for some stats. Your lowest RP score was 2.86 on May 17th. No, actually, I take that back. August 2nd, 2.68.
I think that was against Scotty.
2.68 was your lowest score. Highest score was 4.04 at War Games. So there you go. Which was not the highest RP score of the year. Scotty Wood. Or who had 4.08? Who the fuck was that?
Had to be Max, probably a War
That's
Games.
me, of course.
Somebody had 4.08.
I gotta guess it's Max at War Games because he won.
Whoever's
War
in
Games.
slot 12. Remember 12. That is Max Kale. 4.08. Highest of the year. For one show.
High ass.
I have this whole spreadsheet. Anybody wants it, I will send it to you. It has everybody's win-loss record, their winning percentage, their RP average, and then every show of the year, everybody's RP score for every show of the year.
I assume
want
hit you up
that
afterwards
at some
if we
point.
want that.
What's that? Yeah, after. I'm not going to send it right now. It'll close the whole fucking thing down on me. The first show of the year, January 23rd of 2012. We had Shane Reynolds, 2.96. Jace with a 3. Taro with a 3. Johnny Stevens no-showed.
Johnny Stevens. I forgot
William-
he was a thing.
No relation.
Hall of
No
Fame.
relation.
Xander Hayes had a 2.3.
Oh, the dude with the teddy bear.
Yes, Eric Williams. Evan Ward with a 2.92. Carmen Jennings with a 2.8. Daddy Mac with a 2.84. Mose Morocco with a 2.88.
You just gave me an RP idea. I gotta write this shit.
So there you go. The first show of the year last year was January 23rd. We'll actually start a little bit earlier this year on January 14th. So, anybody have anything they want to add before we wrap up officially 2012 in HOW and we officially start 2013 as the card will be up later today?
I'm ready for it to be up now.
Fury,
Well,
do you
I
want
have
to?
to
Is anybody unable to wrestle the first show? Because usually,
Yeah, I'm gonna need that first show off.
yeah, probably besides Mike.
Sucks to be you.
Mike's booked in a quadruple match: Asodama versus Jet Star versus.
You know what? Book me against all those people, please. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, they'll be there. Trust me.
Adonis Smythe,
usually-
Akiyama, all former world champions.
You love Adonis, don't lie. One thing I usually do is because we have the different, because there's an odd number in each group. You're gonna see we used to do like 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. It won't be the case this year, so don't try to map it out ahead of time. But me and Scotty will have that done tomorrow or later today, I should say. RPing will start as soon as we're done, and the first card will be posted.
And the show is on the 14th?
Yes. So you'll have a week to get your 2 RPs up. Any questions? Anybody?
So when's the RP period start?
As soon as we post the card tomorrow, or
night.
later today. Later today.
Okay, so
Sunday.
then it's okay.
Yeah, today night.
Sunday,
I'll,
yes.
I'll let
Today night, he says.
I'll hit up Adams and Sam and make sure they start RPing.
Yeah, well, they might not have a match. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I mean, if they do.
Yeah. And just
Yeah.
let them know.
At the very least, they should be watching the way things play out.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
the rules up, the scoring, just like the same format you guys see every year. With the
Yeah,
which we're working on.
everything's laid out right now. On the HOU site under the shows tab.
Yeah,
the
go to
best
shows.
invitation.
Go to
I have-
shows and then LBI.
Yeah, I have the groups without the actual groups because I'm gonna make people listen to the horror if you upload it beforehand.
Yeah, I will.
So that's all blank, but I have the dates of the shows up to the March 4th and the rules and everything, so people can check that out at
The
least.
last thing I want to add before we bail, and I was waiting to the very last minute, is later today, probably halftime of the first NFL game. So everybody that's listening, the horror should be uploaded by then. I'm gonna do it in the morning when I get up. Trust me, with 2 kids, you get up early, even if you don't want to. Halftime of the first NFL game, I will put up a thread for entrance music. It is first come, first serve. The dude replies ahead of you with your theme music, you can get mad at him.
Do we have a lot of problems with that?
With the
Yes.
theme they currently have now.
Yes.
whatever theme they want?
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to jump in there and grab somebody's theme music. I'm not really going to do that.
Yeah, you can't let them pick someone's current theme music.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. The thread is the thread.
He just announced when it's going to be.
Yeah. So, look.
My theme music can
If
start
you're-
with "You Gotta Keep Them Separated."
Now, look. If people are blatantly being douchebags, we'll call them out on it.
I wouldn't
but
actually do that.
really, the thread is, to be honest with you, the thread is, if you want to change your theme music, do it.
No, yeah.
That's what I'm spending the rest.
Here,
of my
here. I'll
life.
make the rules, Scotty, so we don't. If you cannot take someone's current theme music, if
Yeah.
you want to change your own, you got to make sure it's not taken by someone else.
It'd be lame as fuck anyway. Like you just hear
Oh,
someone,
no, like,
somebody
what's
coming out
the-
to somebody else's new theme music.
If you pick
Yep.
Disturbed or Nickelback, they're dead. If you pick any of their new songs after we killed them, they don't count because we killed them.
Before you end this thing, maybe you'll say yes, maybe you'll say no. But since you like to make me shit my pants anyway, and to give everybody something to
Nope.
worry about,
Not telling you. I'm not.
you don't have to tell
telling
me who it is. I just want to know if it's somebody currently in the LBI or not, so I can shit
Not-
my pants on that
not-
overnight.
Not telling you.
Okay.
Not telling you at all. Not gonna tell you.
They're both in the LBI and not in the LBI.
Yeah.
Triple threat
Alpha
match.
and the Omega.
It's the Illuminati. They're a bunch of Masons. It's gonna be great.
Shh, Freemasons.
All right. Anything anybody else wants to add before we jet? I think this LBI groups are amazing. I'm
We should
glad
do
I
it like
went.
this every year.
I'm glad I went to the 4 and 5, 4x5 groups instead of letting douchebags from other feds in. I had Defiance. I was trying to get PWX Hall of Famers in. It was great. It was fun.
Brian Hollywood.
Dude,
Yeah.
good luck getting
Yeah.
PWX Hall of Famers allowed into the building, much less into the Invitational.
They're hyping Brian.
I have a
Hollywood.
ticket. Your ticket's no good here.
I think you have a segment where they show up to compete.
And just remind everybody.
We should have a
are-
segment where they all show up like DX, but in a big plastic Fisher Price tank. They're beat up by the security guards.
No,
on the shoulder.
we're reserving the Fisher Price tank for the EFED Gorillas web show. 'Cause they suck cock. But I digress because Ben's friends with him now. Ben, you want to plug any of your horish websites that you're members on now that I haven't seen any HOW content on yet?
Plug your
Nah, I'm
Facebook.
good.
Yeah, you're good. All right, for Witness, Eric, Drunk with Poser guy, Steve Solix, aka Drunk with Poser, Eric, drunk guy, Mike, Ben, Scott, and Scotty. Scotty Wood. Before we go, I have to ask one personal question of you. I see your New Year's resolution is your girlfriend wants to get you an apartment. Is that safe to say? Is that
It's my own apartment. It's not with her.
That's
no,
a
no,
good
no, no,
decision,
no, no,
sir.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. You're fucking stupid if you think that. She wants you to get her. She wants you to get an
No,
apartment.
she just doesn't want to have to blow him in his toy room at his parents' house
Exactly.
anymore.
Exactly. She's tired of you sitting down on her toilet to pee.
I actually have not done that yet.
She's gonna make you put a
Yeah.
urinal in there and shit in
Dude,
the shower.
here's the first thing that's gonna happen, Scotty. You're gonna get this apartment. She's gonna come over. You guys will have new apartment sex, and then you're gonna wake up and there's gonna be tampons in the bathroom. And then she's like, "I'm gonna move on."
tampons in the bathroom before she gets there.
That's a good point. But these will be and she does she bleed 97 red? Was my other question.
Yes,
Dude,
yes, yeah.
can I please change? I wanted to change my sponsorship because I hate Milwaukee's Best.
That's
I
awesome.
kind of want to change it to like Tampax or something, and then use the tagline "I bleed 97."
Go for it.
I
Go
don't know.
for it. And by the way, Mike, your homework between now and your world title, I might not. We need a banner for everybody. I want all the posers to have a banner for commercials.
Yeah, you've got most of them already. I only have
Yeah,
two.
but I mean, everybody that doesn't have a commercial banner, like Stevens and all those guys that are newish, get with Mike, give him reply to the sponsor thread that's on the forums, and Mike will make a banner.
Fly there and send me PMs
Yeah.
because I will see those before I will remember to check the sponsorship thread.
Well, Mike, just hit me up.
No. You reply to the fucking thread, dickhead, and then you hit Mike up. You lazy fuck. There's a
I'm
reason
already
there's a
making you
thread
people
up.
Banners. I don't have to hit you up.
Yeah.
I know you guys think that shit just comes from magic and takes seconds,
No,
but it
no.
takes a long time, a lot of
Yeah,
cigarettes.
that's what the reason the
sweating.
thread-
I don't disbelieve you on that. So
There's a thread for a reason, so everybody doesn't have the same fucking sponsor.
Yeah, the only
Also,
reason I want anybody to hit me up is if you want yours to get done sooner, because I'll see it. But put them in the thread, because if you PM me and somebody else puts your sponsor in the thread, they win.
And also, everybody, like I said, you got the text message. You want to get HOW on PW Insider? Let me know, because we're gonna make that shit happen regardless. If it's just a Lee Best banner, so be it. Mike, you'll probably get a little discount, or you might get in on action because I'll probably have to have you make the banner. So everybody else, throw in, get your fucking poser, and I don't know where you guys go for your dirt sheet. I don't know if it's PW Torch, PW Insider. The only two I give a fuck. The No DQ and all the other sites, all they do is copy and paste from those two sites anyway. Or maybe Bob Ryder's One Wrestling they go to. That's about it.
Anybody who ends up taking you up on that, by the way, if you let me know what you want in your banner, there can be nothing copyrighted in it that we don't own.
No. It's going to be the poser image, background, and then HOWrestling.com is going to be on there. That's it.
Okay. I was
And
just
maybe a
'cause that
tag
applies
on.
to you too, because we
Yeah.
can actually get sued over the shit we have on our site with Subway and all that stuff.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
we exactly. It's going to be text in our poser images. That's it. So, good shit. All right, for everybody, no one else has anything. Thanks for listening to the horror. E-Fed Gorilla sucks cock. F Wrestling is cool. Ben is a whore. And other than that, I got nothing. And Scotty Wood,
Yep.
are you going to be up and around tomorrow or later today?
I
So we
got,
better
I
schedule
got a
up.
hockey game at 9:30. I got two other hockey games. I'm going to the Whale game.
The only reason I'm asking is let's let everybody know what time we'll have the schedule up.
Yes, please.
I'll be up. I'm here all day. I'll be watching games. I got money tomorrow.
I mean,
What time will you be home, Scotty? So everybody can have an idea when to jump on the site and look for the
so
schedule.
you said you're going to be up early, right?
I'll be up early to upload the horror. Yes.
9:40.
Why don't you
I'm
just email
probably not going to be home till really late then. So I
Alright.
mean,
I might do.
10,
I might do the
after-
schedule without you then.
I mean, I'd probably be home by like 10 o'clock my time.
Tomorrow night.
9 o'clock your time, maybe ish. Depends.
All right. Worst case scenario, the schedule will be by 9 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, it'll be during the day. And
Yeah,
you'll
well,
see-
because I mean, if you're putting it up by 9, why don't you just do it early in the morning? Because if you do it at 9, well, because you're just never mind. I'm,
Yeah.
40, 10:40.
All right, do your math on your own time. All right, folks, we're gonna end the show. Schedule will be up tomorrow. Our peen starts tomorrow night. Nobody's gonna post the fucking thing, but everybody will at least see who they're facing, when they're facing. You'll see the whole schedule laid out from next Monday all the way through March. You'll see your schedule, and you hope you get it through. These are 4 tough groups. 4 tough groups with a lot of wild cards where you just know these guys are gonna be top of the line. Or are they going to flake out? Trust me, if anybody flakes out, I have 3 people, eager beavers, ready to get in. Two of them are Hall of Famers.
probably the
Sweet.
2 I'm thinking of, too.
Sweet. So I trust me, it's not going to hurt me if somebody flakes out. I don't see anybody in this group, in this LBI flaking out. Maybe FaZe could, but I don't think FaZe will. FaZe is really here just to have fun. He's not even anticipating going through the group stage, to be honest with you. But he might. America's the same way. But America, I'm going to tell you right now, he's very prideful and very competitive. When he finds out the group he's in, especially with Sector in there, and Steven's talking shit about being Icon champion, and this, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, HOR will be up early, guys. I'm going to make sure I'm going to edit in some music, some Bud Light commercials. This will be up. Plenty of time for everybody to give it a good listen throughout the day tomorrow. Spread the word. LBI starts. All right, we'll talk to you guys. Probably, I want to do a HOR probably the weekend before the first show, so maybe next Saturday we'll do a preview of the LBI. Get some people that are on that weren't on tonight, like Townsend, Max, and some others. Anybody has any questions about the LBI and the scoring, hit me up. Hit me or Scotty up. Scotty Wood's got all the Excel files that I had last year. He knows the scoring just as well as I do now. So we're the 2 guys you want to hit up in terms of the scoring questions and whatnot. Remember, 4 people will advance, group winners, and 2 wild cards. All right, folks, it's been fun. It's been a good 2012. I expect a lot better in 2013 because, let's face it, we got Easy-E, Eric, on the payroll now. I just got to make sure he wins all his matches so he keeps doing posers for us.
For free, too.
For free, yes. But that's the other thing. Eric has dropped his pricing for us. It is now 0. So any money that you guys have put in that we haven't used for the posers will go right to the Game Changer or the hosting. Either one. So I just got to make sure Eric wins every match and he stays it and keeps it free. So, yeah. Eric will probably advance. It will be Eric versus Mike at the pay-per-view. So there you go.
Book it.
Don't hear anybody else roleplay. All right, folks. Talk to you later.